Hey everyone, it's Jelsy. Thank you so much for joining me. So I just got back from the NRB 2021 Christian Media Convention and it was such an amazing time. I was there representing and helping out a children's ministry, and just overall it was fun and I met such wonderful people, and also it was so cool and such a blessing to be there alongside The Chosen. And wow, I got to see some of the set pieces, wardrobe. They even had the boat that they used for the Miracle of the Fish in season 1, which was epic. And I also had the wonderful blessing of meeting some of the people involved with the creation of the show. Dallas Jenkins, Daryl Eves. I met one of the actors, Jordan Ross, who plays Little James, which was so much fun getting to speak to him for a little bit. And overall, it was just such a wonderful experience. Oh, and also, I got to see episode 6 right there with 1,400 other fans from the show. We watched it all in one room, and it was so amazing because we reacted to things at the same time. We laughed together, we cried together. I mean, it was so much fun, and we heard Jace and Missy Robertson speak, which was a great conversation, and also we got to see a conversation between Dallas Jenkins and Elizabeth Tavish, who plays Mary Magdalene, and Ryan Swanson, who is one of the writers from the show. And I'm just like all around grateful. Today, I want to talk about some of my favorite moments from episode 6 from the second season of The Chosen. Before I begin, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel and also follow me on Instagram at iamJelsy videos. Okay, so let's get started.
You said there was breakfast?
No, I asked if you were hungry. Do you know how to make eggs?
No.
It was so interesting to me to see these two together because we know that they're not each other's favorite people. We see these two, they had stayed overnight and they're on the lookout for Mary. Matthew explains to Simon that he checked in the synagogue, they hadn't seen Mary, and Simon asks, so how did you describe her? And at one point, Matthew says that she was unusually pleasant to look at. And I'm like, what? Did he just say that? He did. And Simon is like, okay, I see something.
Ah, yeah, Sons of Thunder. What is Ima going to think?
I don't know, maybe she'll be glad we got the title.
You may have heard this from other Chosen videos that I've done, but I really, really enjoy, the big group scenes where we see everyone interacting with each other, but I also really enjoy knowing that, okay, we know that all of them are there, but we get to see a peek into what these two are talking about. So this scene is just like that. We have Big James and John, and they talk about many things. They talk about Simon the Zealot. He's the new guy. They're watching him do his daily stretches and the things that he does, which is what he always did as part of being in the Zealots. What their mother would think of Jesus calling them the Sons of Thunder, their worry for Mary, and just not understanding why Jesus chose Matthew and Simon to go look for her. John makes this hilarious comparison about how it's like sending a fish and a fox, and nothing could get done, basically. Then Big James has this, well, for me, it's like a vulnerable moment because he's admitting that he doesn't actually understand the majority of what's happening. He's just following basically in faith. And John lets him know he's pretty sure that it will take a long time for all of them to understand, all of it.
Excuse me?
Okay, so in my episode 6 trailer reaction video, I mentioned that Matthew was going to go down to the bar first. But he actually did the movement to go first, but then Simon holds him back, saying I know places like this, I'm gonna go first. He really didn't want anything to happen to Matthew because then he'd have to answer to Jesus. And he was like, no. So we, the viewers, know that Mary was actually there, but she suddenly left. The guys enter the bar, there's a lot of noise, there are men in the table gambling, and Matthew is looking at Simon like, okay, so are you gonna say something? Nobody noticed that they came in. So Matthew is like, I'll just do it, and he just shouts, excuse me, and the bar just goes silent. And Simon is like, oh no.
I'm studying harder because you are such a great student.
I really enjoyed this scene. Simon and Matthew go up to Mary and they really want her to come back with them, but she really isn't willing. She just feels ashamed, and at one point she mentioned, like, he fixed me once and now I broke again. That is just deep. And then Matthew, he just mentions to her just how great of a student she is and how she's inspired him to be a better student. And then Matthew looks at Simon like, come on, say something. And then Simon also adds to how great she has been to the group and how she has helped them. And she has helped other people also get to Jesus. And then there's this moment where she's had so much alcohol, she just throws up. Matthew immediately takes off his handkerchief and just goes to help her. And to me that was very interesting, because in other instances, probably Matthew would have seen that from another person and he would have been totally grossed out. Because we have seen scenes where Matthew is clearly grossed out by stuff. And he wasn't. He just saw her and immediately went there to help her. So I thought that was really nice. And I think him doing that adds to the fact that he cares for her. And I'm not saying it's romantic at all or anything like that, although I'm totally open to that. But it really depends on where they take this in the writing room, right? But it shows that he really admires her and he cares for her.
I just want your heart. A father just wants your heart. Give us that.
So one of the things that I really enjoyed about this scene is that Mary, the mother of Jesus, she went with Mary Magdalene to meet with Jesus, just to give her support. And Missy Robertson mentioned this in the showing of episode 6 at NRB. Mary, the mother of Jesus, didn't know what Mary Magdalene had done or have gone through during those days, but she was there to support her, to go meet with Jesus, the one who could help her. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed. But also, it's just an amazing scene. Elizabeth Tabish and Jonathan Rumi together, and that scene is just, oh. And I can just fangirl about it all day. Just the way Jesus says, look up, and he forgives her, and it just gives her new hope, okay, I can do this again, I can try this again. And he knows. And I think that's such a reminder for everyone, that no matter what, we can look up, ask for forgiveness, and he forgives.
On the way,
Shalom.
even to the 10th generation, none of them.
Now, with this scene, Jesus is literally stirring up the waters even more. He just goes to a synagogue, just goes in, sees a man with a withered hand. He asks for the man's name. He heals the man's hand, and he just walks away. So Jesus did this on Sabbath. So outside, Simon is pumped about what Jesus did, and then he grabs some grains because they were literally walking through a field, and he grabs grain and he just eats it, and everybody just stares at him what are you doing? And he just spits it out because they couldn't harvest on a Sabbath. And Jesus is like, you may do that. So the disciples were hungry because they were actually running out of food. So everybody just goes crazy and starts eating the grains. And that moment in the synagogue really just adds to the other things that Jesus has been doing. We see some tension in the trailer for episode 7, and I'm so intrigued to see that scene between Jesus and Quintus. and see how that interaction goes on, and also how all of this affects the disciples, because they know that John the Baptist has been imprisoned like for forever. And now if Jesus is arrested or taken by the Roman guards, the disciples are going to be stressed out, because now both of these leaders have been taken, Those were my favorite moments from episode 6. I completely enjoyed this episode. It had everything. It had these really tense moments. It had beautiful scenes and also comedic moments as well. So I think it was great, and I'm looking forward to seeing episode 7. So if you haven't seen The Chosen, you have to check it out. You have to. I'll put the information on how to watch the show in the description box below. You can download the app in the App Store and Google Play, and you can watch the show. The app is free, and also the episodes are free, and you can later on pay it forward. But yeah, the episodes are free, and you can watch it with your whole family, and I hope it'll be a blessing just as it has been to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you on my next video. God bless. Bye.